Welcome back, Fantasy Fiction Fanatics. It's great to see you again, and I hope you're doing well. Today is going to be a book recommendations video, and this set of recommendations are series that have an awesome, amazing, strong magic user as the main character. So if you are really interested or you really like books that have really amazing, awesome characters that are magic users, and that's what you like reading about, then I think you will like these series that I present to you today. The first one is the Dresden Files, and the magic user, his name is Harry Dresden. He's the very main character, and he is a wizard who is not the strongest kind of wizard or the most powerful or anything like that, but he is very smart and he uses the power that he has to his advantage. So he's definitely one of those characters that's like not the all-powerful person, but he makes what he has work for him and can beat much more powerful foes with the skills that he does have. He is definitely not somebody you want to get mad though, because he is definitely someone who will light you on fire if you get in his way. As well as he's also very snarky person, so as you're reading and he's getting into like these dangerous situations, he will most likely make snarky comments, taunt the bad guy, whatever else, and you do wonder if he's that smart or that dumb to do that. But overall, really great, awesome magic user, really knows what he's doing and can use what he has in order to defeat his enemies, whether they are very strong or very weak. It just depends. And he is just going to be a really great guy. So Dresden Files is definitely a number one pick for me as far as amazing or awesome magic users. The next one is kind of similar. It's the Verus series, and the main character is Verus. So he's our magic user. And it's a similar kind of story to the Dresden Files. They're both urban fantasies where they reside in the real world. But Verus is someone who can see the future. He's got divination magic, and again, he's also a magic user who's not all powerful, but he makes the power that he does have work to his advantage and can overcome obstacles based on his smarts, based on, how he can engage with his magic and how he does the most powerful stuff that he has. He does it correctly and he does it to his advantage. So he's very much a similar kind of magic user to Harry Dresden. He might read your future and he might tell you something that you don't want to know at any moment, but he is really, really great guy. He's very, very nice. He's not as snarky as Harry Dresden, but he still has a little bit of that quality where he's a good guy who will face adversity head on. So, especially if you like one or the other series, definitely think you should check out the other one since they are pretty similar in main character type. Next is the Alibeckstrom series, and kind of seems obvious that Alibeckstrom is our main magic user and our main character. So this one is obviously a female main character, and she is somebody who will push herself to the limits. So if you are really into a woman who will just keep going and keep going and keep going and never stop and will push through any limits that they are placed on her, this is a great magic user for her. She definitely has a wide range of things she could do to you because she can do a lot of things with her magic. You only want to run if you see her tattoo glowing. So Allie's really great. She's definitely a very strong-willed woman, very much set in her mindset, and is just going to be very independent and set in her ways. But she, again, I would say is similar to the last two in the fact that she's not necessarily overpowered. She just makes what she's got work for her. But she is definitely pretty powerful, and as the story goes on, I think she gets more so. But she's somebody who respects the power that is given to her and tries to use it respectfully and only when she needs it, and is not abusive to the power. So if you like strong woman main character and a magic user, Alibeckstrom is probably your girl for that. And it's a really good, interesting series as well. Next is the Raine Benares series, and the main character is Raine Benares. Actually, currently, as I'm releasing this, we are currently in talking about the Raine Benares series. So if you end up wanting to follow us along with this series, go ahead and check it out. We've got a couple videos out already covering the Raine Benares series. Raine is pretty similar to the other ones. I kind of noticed a trend of similar main character types. Maybe that's just because I really like that character type, or maybe that's just because the experience of what I've had reading. But she's another one that's definitely not overpowered, but is smart and is snarky and is definitely going to get on somebody's nerves because she's going to push you and then use your rage to her advantage. But she does definitely get more and more powerful as things go on. So she is somebody who has her magic level elevated due to experiences. You'll have to check out to find out what experiences. And so she continues to use her smarts and her brain more so than her magic, and that as she grows helps her to her advantage a lot. She's somebody who's very tactical in that way, though not so tactical when you get her irritated and she snaps at you or taunts you when she probably shouldn't. She's very similar to Harry Dresden in that way. And if you annoy her too much, she might make it so you're absorbed into a soul-eating rock. So that is something that you should keep in mind when reading this, is to be careful of the soul-eating rock. But yeah, so I think if you're interested in strong-willed women main characters and you're interested in the same kind of like archetype with the magic user, definitely check out the Raine Benares series and check it out with us together if you'd like to discuss it in depth. And last but not least, I'd like to talk about the Iron Druids Chronicles. I realized I didn't say everybody's authors. I only said it on Jim Butcher's, didn't I? Well, I will put the authors down below. So the Iron Druid Chronicles has the main character of Atticus O'Sullivan. The author is Kevin Hearne. So again, I'll put the rest of the authors down below since I missed telling them to you. I'm sorry about that. I got caught up in talking about the characters and stuff, so forgive me on that. But Atticus is pretty interesting. He's a little bit different than the other archetypes. Not saying that he's like this overpowered, like crazy being, but he is definitely somebody who's a little bit more serious. He's not quite so snarky. He's not quite so taunting and doing those other things that some of these other characters do. He's a little bit more of a serious, subdued person who really just would prefer to be left alone and wants to just hide in his little corner and not have to be bothered. But of course he is bothered, and which makes him have to survive. So that's kind of his deal with getting through things. But he's very confident, he's very sure of himself. Again, he is one of those smart people who knows how to work with what they've got, and that gives them the edge over people who are overconfident and just powerful. So if you're into a little bit more of a serious character, a little bit more of a darker undertone to your story, I'd say definitely the Iron Druid Chronicles might be the best out of these options for you. I think that he's really just oftentimes doesn't want to see something. He doesn't want to acknowledge the out of the ordinary, but he will get the hang of getting back into it because it's been a while for him. And he's just going to go and do what needs to be done and then hopefully be left alone yet again. Though, of course, since it's a series, it is unlikely that that will be the case for him. But you'll have to find out what kind of adventures and kind of things he is being forced into. So there we go. Those are the 5 recommendations that I had for you. The series are all really, really great. No, they're not all. All but one of them are urban fantasies. So if you're really interested in stories that happen in nowadays times, like here on Earth, that have those fantasy elements and those mythological creatures and all that, those 4, everything but Raine Benares is going to be for you. Raine Benares is a high fantasy. So if you're more interested in high fantasy, that one will be one that you might really enjoy. And all of them are just top-notch stories. I have read all of them. Not necessarily every single book of all of them, but I've read a lot of them, if not all of them, and can recommend them to you. So I'd love to hear if you've read any of these series, what your thoughts and feelings are on them. And if you check any of them out, please let me know how you like them. I'd be happy to hear from you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.